All right. What's good? What's good? Shout out to everybody on X. X is popping right now. If you're out there on X and you're paying attention, make sure you go ahead and hit that follow so you can stay up to date on everything we doing. Shout out to the person that came in on YouTube so far. We're gonna give it a sorry about the tardiness, but we're gonna go ahead and get this thing started very soon. Todd should be coming in a minute now. Got a lot to cover today. I'm not sure if a lot of you guys have been paying attention, but artificial intelligence (AI), as we know, it has been soaring like crazy lately, and a lot of people have been talking about different names for it. Because when it was first brought to us, AI, we thought about it as artificial intelligence. But now, after doing some more research and seeing other things, we're starting to wonder, could it be that this stands for alien invasion or alien intelligence? So that's one of the things, that the first thing that's on deck for us to go ahead and cover. Then, of course, we're going to talk about the the Hantavirus, which is a virus that has been soaring. It hasn't been spiraling out of control as of yet, but it does make you wonder: could this possibly be another form of another pandemic? That me myself, I've been saying that there's definitely about to be another pandemic. I can feel it. They're getting ready to try to put us back inside, similar to the COVID virus. So yeah, we're going to talk about the hantavirus. Where is it going? How is it spreaded? Things like that. And lastly, I got an interesting video that I'm going to share, where this guy that I know on Instagram, he is pretty much stating that a lot of our beloved celebrities that people love to idolize and worship and stuff like that are, shout out to everybody that's on Black Chat Chronicles. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit the like button as well. But it makes you it's saying that these celebrities are actually fallen angels. So if you are biblical, you know what I mean by fallen angels. So those are the things that we're gonna cover as of today. I appreciate everybody that's stopping in. What's up, Demarcus? So I'll go ahead and start digging in once Todd go ahead and comes on board. But while we doing it, while we waiting, how's everybody doing this good Wednesday? Again, shout out to everybody on X. X is popping right now. Make sure you go ahead and liking it if you're on X, and make sure you sharing it. And hit that follow button to stay up to date. The same with you if you're tuning in on YouTube. Yeah, I saw that Embiid is out for game too. I saw that. Somehow I'm not surprised. It's incredible. Anyways, anybody on here, do you guys believe that AI is actually aliens that is influencing humans? Does anybody currently in the chat right now believe that it could be some truth to this? Like, if you are in Black Chat Chronicles, please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribed. But like I said, anybody believes that alien invasions is being done when it comes to AI. It is very interesting, I have to say, because you have to think about a lot of the stuff that they're doing with AI. Do you really truly believe that humans came up with this? It's very interesting if you ask me. The fact that humans could come up with something like this without the influence of some kind of other being. Is the bet still on? I'm gonna say yeah, bro. I guess, but that I told you if injuries that it's off. I'll go ahead and leave it since it's a one game. But 2 games, if he missed 2 games, it's a wrap. What's up with you, Jay? How are you? I'm sorry I can't pronounce your name because I'm sure it looks like it's a Russian name, but Hec Hector, perhaps. I'm not sure. But shout out to you from Russia. Appreciate you stopping through. But yeah, so like I said, man, I'm starting to. Taj, I don't know if you caught everything that I said.
The alien. You started on the alien, right? Alien
Yeah, yeah,
intelligence.
yeah.
I caught
Ana-
that part.
I'm trying to pronounce her name. Oh my goodness. Anastasia,
Anastasia. Yeah, I know somebody.
Anastasia. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
I know two
Shout out
people
to
with
you, Anastasia. So
advanced
hold up, let me go. Let me add him on. My bad. So yeah, man. Um, Doc, what do you think about AI actually standing for alien intelligence? Do you think all the stuff that we've been coming up with, all of the technology that we have, do you really believe that humans themselves just came up with it, or is it possible that we're receiving some kind of intelligence from other beings?
Yeah, the first thing that come to mind is when Eisenhower rise to power in the 1950s. It's alleged that he met with the Aryan Nordics, and the agreement was if you sacrifice human blood, and this stuff is it's not public record, but it's online.
Yeah, I
Anybody can
saw
pull this up, so it's not like I'm sharing. It's not like I'm exposing above top secret information. And they're saying President Eisenhower made the deal to sacrifice human blood for advanced technology, dating back. Now, here are the facts that the UAP sightings, they used the term, had a watershed, it was a watershed moment in the 50s where you just saw them everywhere. They was flying over DC. And that was the first decade where everybody started seeing them. You saw a few in the 40s, but they really went ham in the 50s. And now this is back to the legend part. The theory or the legend is that deal President Eisenhower made with the Aryan Nordics is, they made the deal. Hey, you can have all the human blood you want. Let us get this advanced technology so we can be the superpower of the world. Remember, the 50s were still the baby superpower of
it.
the world. We become the superpower after World War II in 1945, but we're still like an infant baby power, infant global power. So to make sure we maintain that power, which we have done since then until now, they're saying allegedly that was a part of the deal to make sure we stayed in world power.
Yeah, I did hear about that. And unfortunately, it said that these beings, I actually heard that the reptilians that were here were very interested in those sacrifices, and they were more pleasing. They preferred younger vessels, like children, unfortunately. And they also, I heard that that's where the national parks, the reason why so many people goes missing in the national parks, because the the areas where they do the sacrifices are in those areas.
Oh.
So the
Alright.
people have come there doing the exploring and stuff like that, and then they'll get captured and you'll never see them again. So here's the thing, though. Why now are they starting to become visible?
My theory, my personal theory is the more people population, the more our minds become open to it. I don't think they gravitate towards fear. So the more we become open to them, the more they make themselves seen. It's almost like, hey, I don't want to appear in your dream if it's going to damn near give you a heart attack. It's like a deceased loved one that wants to visit you in a vision, but if it's going to cause you to have a heart attack, why do that to a loved one? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of what it is. And then after that, U.S. Navy pilot came back with evidence to prove they was able to plot them with the technology sensors for the first time, which sort of forced the Pentagon to reveal there may be an alien, there go that word, an alien mothership in our solar system that release baby planes in Earth's atmosphere to suck up oxygen as fuel, or nitrogen or oxygen as fuel, and then they travel throughout the solar system again. So that's my theory. That's what I believe, but can't prove. I think that because your question was, why are they making themselves more
More
visible
public
now?
now, because we were just talking about this earlier. And Trump, as we know, he said this earlier in the year, and correct me if I'm wrong. Recently, he was stating that he's preparing to go ahead and release the files about the UFO, correct? So did he give a date, or he just saying like in general?
Yeah, he did. May. I can't give you the precise date, but it's supposed to be this month. Yeah, it may be June, but it's it's coming soon. They're already preparing the church pastors to inform their congregation to hold on to their faith. Like, don't let this shake your faith, because they're saying the stuff they're about to release is going to shake a lot of people.
We're about to get into that too. So,
all right,
Trump is about to get ready to release the AI files that they got. Well, let me say not AI files. To me, they're the same people, but the UFO, UAPs, whatever it is that you refer to them as, the aliens, what they have on them. And we so happen to start hearing more and more about alien invasions and things like that. In my opinion, I believe AI and the UFO is all linked along with the Epstein files. Now, all of this is allegedly. I don't know this to be true, but this is just my theory that all of it is aligned. This is the reason why all of it so happens to be coming at the same time.
Okay.
And for those of y'all that's not aware, a lot of the scientists and people that's linked to NASA and things in that nature, they're now all of a sudden coming up missing or dead. And the reason for this, and again, this is just my theory, I have no proof of this, that whatever it is that they're getting ready to release to us, to the public, with these files for UFOs, isn't going to be the full truth. And these people that came up missing are the ones that would be able to, basically push back against it, like, nah, this isn't true. We have proof of, X, Y, Z. And they would be able to prove what they're saying to be the truth. And now they're no longer here to prove that. So I believe they're going to tell us part of it. Some of it would be true, and some of it won't be. But majority of us here, unfortunately, aren't able to think for ourselves. So we're going to believe what's put out there. And then perhaps they might go ahead and give you the Epstein files too. And it could possibly be edited as well to link. Because I think all of this is about, it's going to be very linked to control. I think the black people, we are the most crucial parts that they want to control because we are the originators. So they have to control us because it's all about staying on top and dominance. So
right.
DeMarcus, yeah, I'm aware of that. The season 5 tonight. I was going to address it a little later, perhaps, or possibly tomorrow. But yeah, I am aware of the synopsis came out. But anyways, back to what I was saying with the AI stuff that's going on. We've also heard, now there's a couple of people that got theories out there that believe that our Lord and Savior, Jesus, is also an alien. So what's your thoughts on that? Hold on. We have a Second Amendment obligation to remove Trump from our nation. Six Semper Tyrannis is only a matter of time before wonderful Americans put Trump in the dirt. Damn, bro.
Hey, he clearly not afraid of SS paying him a visit. That's almost Secret Service territory there. We have a Second Amendment obligation. That's a fact so far to remove Trump from our nation. Wow. Six Semper. I'm familiar. Semper, that's a Six Semper tyrant. I know Six Semper is sort of, that's like is it the Navy or the Marines? It might be the Marines. Six Semper Tyrannis. It's only a matter of time before a wonderful American puts Trump. Wow, that's bold
So
stuff.
let me ask you this. So what's it, surreal? Surreal. Do you believe the attempts on Trump so far were staged or were they real? And here's another thing. So speaking of big homie CC, remember we talked about him earlier. He wasn't on the podcast, but before we went live. Big homie CC said that actually, although it wasn't reported, there was like, I believe, 7 attempts on Obama's life while he was in office. They just didn't report it. So I think, according to what he was alluding to, that is perhaps some of those attempts weren't staged. They were real. It's just people, I don't know. I know that first one, after all the evidence that I looked at, looked like it absolutely was staged. The second one, who knows? Okay, I see Cyril said that yes, it was staged. I think it's fair to say you probably are a left wing linger. Like you probably lean more Democrat.
The only reason I would say otherwise is because Cyril put Second Amendment, and usually the conservatives are strong on Second Amendment.
That's okay.
Liberals are more gun control. They're not, that don't mean they're anti-Second Amendment, but it'll be interesting if he's transparent enough to reveal what's his political position. Conservative. But if we had to bet, I would bet conservative. I'd rather say conservative than Republican.
Yeah, because
he put the
I
emphasis
gotta
on
remember
Second
they're
Amendment.
pretty fucking pissed off at Trump right now too. So
And I was about to hit that. Like you don't want both of them at you. You don't want the liberals and the conservatives.
yeah,
That's a dangerous group to be on the wrong side of history with. You know,
yeah,
so
Trump, you might be playing with fire, my boy.
he clearly playing for, and I believe he underestimating them people if he's not aware that that's what he's doing. Shout out to DV and Ali C real quick. I see y'all.
If
Got
we
a shout
see
out to
angels,
regulars.
we would think they are aliens too.
Yeah.
That's true. Because this is the thing. We don't know, although if you're religious, you got an idea of it, but we don't really know what angels look like. We only speculate, We have no idea what angels look like.
Now Jesus told us he's not of this world, so doesn't that make him an alien? Those are his words. I'm paraphrasing.
Technically true. Technically, yeah.
If we being technical about it, he said, "Hey, I'm not of this world." Like, so he really cared less about. I won't say that because John 3:16 say, "For God so loved the world." But yeah, according to Jesus' words, he's if you want to use the term alien, that's up to each individual. But I think that would check the box. On multiple occasions, he let it be known, like Jesus was here to serve a purpose. Didn't want to bring any children into this wicked world. That's key. That's a key point observation to make as well. So I think technically you can check that box.
Ali, when they say they have many eyes, I'm guessing you're referring to the angels you just talked about?
And see, the eyes, Ali, see, the way I was taught, that's what make the UAPs closer to being the angels opposed to
Hey,
the
my mom's
fallen.
called. I'm trying to answer. Let me answer really quick. You can keep going though.
I got you. So I just have a back and forth with Ali C. And Ali C, we usually on the same frequency, but there's nothing wrong with a different perspective. So I was taught that the eyes represent the windows on these different heavenly vehicles they're flying. So the angels are not people with wings on their back. They're occupying these vehicles, and the eyes represent the windows. Kamala Harris isn't in the bloodline become a president. I hear you, DV. Well, y'all heavy on the politics stuff today. Let's do it though. I mean, that's what the topic is, right? Yep. So until Jamie get back, we'll just catch up on some comments. And we haven't gotten that far, so I'll go all the way back to the top. DV was the first one. Was good. UAN TV. We here. All right. Yo, what's up, man? That's Zay. Hello from Russia. Anastasia. AI stand for Allen Iverson Intelligence. I heard that. JFK did mention AI in the 60s. All right. Did y'all know IG did a purge to get rid of the bots? No, I didn't know that, DV. But shout out to you for informing us. UAN TV, hopefully YouTube get rid of the bots and Bradford won't make all these fake accounts also. I heard that. That is a distraction. All right. We read that one already about the Second Amendment. How y'all feel that IG have purged to get rid of the bots and fake accounts? Now y'all know I'm not Bradford. We hear you, DV. If you seen angels, we would think they are aliens too. I'm with you on that, Ali C. I think we all caught up. And whatever y'all want to talk about until Jamie get back, we can do it.
All right. They said they have very tall, and they always come and say, "Do not." Okay. Kamala isn't in the bloodline to become president. That makes sense. They said all of them was related except who? Who was that one? It was only one president.
Trump.
No, it's not Trump. Trump. They said Trump is related. It's one of them, though. I can't remember who it was. Anyways, though, yeah. Interesting times that we in with these aliens and the AI intelligence. And speaking of the AI intelligence, another thing that I've seen, this guy was talking about. He was doing a video on it for the AI technology that they're using. Like I know Elon Musk, his stuff that he's using. What is it called? Grok or is it Grok? Which one
Yeah,
is it?
grok, tomato, tomato, grok, grok. I started
Anyways,
off calling it grok. I mean grok, but someone corrected me saying it's grok, but tomato, tomato. You got it.
Grok. Okay,
Yeah.
so it requires a lot of water. So that's the reason why they say he's been putting his city up in areas where they got a lot of good fresh water, which is why he got his little dusty ass in Memphis, and he got what places in Texas, and they were saying that the way things are going with the AI coming, that we might start having water shortages.
Mm,
So people has been stocking up on water because of this. I don't know if this anybody else has heard of this.
I haven't.
Yeah, I wish I had that video. Maybe I did. Let me see. Do I check and see? Do I have it? Where the guy was talking about how much of the water that these motherfuckers be using.
No, I wouldn't be shocked, DV. At this
Which I'll
point,
be fine.
with shortage of water, we are in bad shape. Yeah, water is life, Allie. With shortage of water, we are in bad shape. For real.
Yeah,
No
I
life
had to
without
start.
that.
I had to start learning how to get water, fresh water from areas like rivers and shit like that. But I actually been researching on how to clean water myself because I mean it might come to that where we have to only rely on waters from a lake or a river or some shit like that. Yeah, how to purify it.
Purify. Yeah.
Like you can also buy purifiers. I think that's something that definitely would come in handy. Catch rainwater, but yeah, even you would have to rely on the rain. And if you living in LA, you cooked. Trying to catch water,
Mm.
or Phoenix, or areas like that. Good
Yeah.
luck trying to catch that water. That shit gonna show
Right.
up only a couple times a year.
Yeah. Catch rainwater. Yeah.
All right, so
My people in the country catch rainwater in tanks.
I seen people do it in Memphis before. In my
In,
younger
yeah.
years,
Yeah,
catching
I figured
rain.
that's what you meant. In tanks. Yeah. I would love to drink some rainwater. It's coming
I had
straight
it
from the
before.
clouds. Y'all don't think it get contaminated by all the chemicals that's in the air?
It probably do, but it's when I first did it, this was like in the '90s, probably. So maybe it wasn't that bad then. I don't know.
Yeah. Like the well water. All right. Now let's see when you gonna come up. and let us and come vibe with us. This Solo couldn't make it today. Darla not here. I ain't trying to put you on the spot. I'm just wondering. This shit would be a good day. You know, Solo, she couldn't make it. Darla not on. All right. She say I'm coming soon. All right. Stay tuned. She coming soon. First, Flint had a problem with water in Michigan and now in Memphis. Damn.
Hold on. What was that?
That's a DV.
First Flint had a problem with water in Michigan, now Memphis. I don't know if I would say Memphis got a problem with water. What do you mean by that?
There was a series on, I think, Netflix that the rainwater toxic and killed a whole society. Damn. Allie?
Yeah. I would say a lot of this stuff is created now, though, so it could be, it's not. It could be that the rain's not natural. Everything to kill you nowadays.
Ain't that something? Well,
I'm gonna go ahead and move on to this other topic. Trying to get this history here. There we go. Shit.
nope, scientists did it on purpose. Yeah, Jamie just said that. Evil scientists. Wicked, evil scientists, man. But hey, we got this.
Oh shit. My own goddamn profile.
Positive stronger than negative. We got this. We just got to lead by example, y'all. Expert. You know what I mean? Experience with competence. Experience, competence. All right, but cool. Alice C could have came up. So. On purpose.
Must have been on the other one. That's what happened. Hold on. 1 second. Fuck.
I got you. DV, have you seen the Cult of the Nature Boy? That's DV to Ali C.
Uh, so now we're gonna go ahead and deal with this next topic, which we're talking about. For those of you that's not familiar, we're gonna talk about the hantavirus. The hantavirus. So basically, the hantavirus is a new virus that started. Where did it start? I'm trying to remember. I want to say it may have said part of Australia or Argentina or some shit like that. But anyways, it was started on some ships and stuff. And these people, they said it comes from rat shit, actually. But some kind of way, though, they say normally it comes from rat shit at least, but some kind of way it started getting spreaded beyond humans, and now it's airborne, and it's already killed a few people, and it's on. I think they say it's on a ship, only on a certain ship, as far as they know, but they're trying to prevent it from spreading. Now, knowing these um, diabolical bastards, they're probably gonna find a way to make sure it does spread. Yeah, right when you want to go on a cruise, right? So yeah, they said be careful when you out there. I'm gonna play this video of this guy here to kind of talk. He's gonna kind of speak on it, what it is, and how to kind of counter it, I guess. But at the same time, they always got these doctors out here lying, so take it with a grain of salt because Dr. Farsi told us that the COVID vaccine was safe, so he was lying. So, but at least you are aware of it. And just my little 2 cents, go with what your gut tells you. Don't be just strictly listen to these so-called doctors because they all lying pieces of shit that's looking to capitalize and basically fill their own pockets. They don't give a damn about
the virus, given that we've had some cases of infection from patients who have been traveling recently in Yosemite Valley. In particular, these cases were thought to come from exposure to deer mice while they were staying at Curry Village, which is at the floor at the base of the Yosemite Valley. Hantavirus overall is a very, very rare infection spread by exposure to the urine or droppings of deer mice. And deer mice are wild mice that typically exist in rural areas or at higher elevations. In California, they're commonly found in the eastern Sierras.
So they in California? This is crazy. And then you know what else is crazy? And I'm pretty sure I can't be the only one who thought of it, who heard this. When COVID first showed up, they was telling us that it came from rats or some shit. I mean, not rats, from bats, right?
Yeah.
Anybody else hear that? So now that strain of COVID virus that we had come from bats, and now we about to get a new virus coming from rats, which technically bats are nothing but flying rodents anyway. So it's like, and then they both give out the sonic waves, some kind of that this makes sense, bro. And something that we should look out for, because I know is a new iPhone that's going to come out in September. The iPhone 18. That's coming out in September. If they so happen to come up with 6G towers, people, you know what's up. You heard it first. If they so happen to come up with some goddamn 6G towers, you know what's up.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to do the next pandemic. And they about to try to spread it. Because like I said, bats, they got this some kind of sound waves where they can spread shit. And these towers are the same way. So it makes sense of how it's connected. So this could be the next pandemic. I've been talking about it for a while that I can feel they're getting ready for the next pandemic. They're about to get ready to launch one. So it's been 6 years since the COVID-19 one started. So they say, all right, them niggas done had a long enough break. Let's hit their ass with the next one.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and I'm gonna continue this video.
As the hantavirus may infect the deer mice do not get sick from the hantavirus. Humans that initially get infected from hantavirus, the incubation period for the disease is about 1 to 5 weeks. Typically, they begin with very vague flu-like symptoms. This includes fever, fatigue, muscle aches and pains, and sometimes abdominal pain.
It's the same as the fucking COVID, ain't it? It's the same fucking symptoms.
That's what it, yeah.
Everything he just said is the same shit that they said the COVID virus come with. So basically, it's a new strain of bullshit. And then I'm gonna say this too, and Taj, I'm sure you can relate to this, and you're probably gonna agree. It seems like every time Trump go over there and fuck with them people, we get hit with one. Right?
You're on to something, yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Oh man. Damn.
Hey, so yeah, hey, I'm telling y'all right now, bro. If we get hit with one, especially if they show up with the 6G towers, that's them creating a new goddamn virus. It's definitely man-made. And this is China and Iran's retaliation. We're like, all right, Trump, we told you to leave us the fuck alone.
The first time.
The first time.
Yeah.
You want to do the shit again. So, all right, watch this. We got a new one for your head.
Here we go again.
This is crazy. Pay attention to this shit, people.
After then the disease can progress, meaning that they'll then develop cough and shortness of breath, and eventually, with hantavirus infection, it develops into a life-threatening pneumonia. The disease is very severe, and about 38% of patients who get the disease will eventually die from the illness.
38? Damn.
Humans are not a reservoir for hantavirus infection. They can get infected by exposure to deer mice, but they're unable to pass. They do not pass the disease from human to human. There have been no documented cases of human-to-human transmission from hantavirus infection. Because the most common route of transmission for hantavirus appears to be inhalation or direct inhalation of contaminated dust from contaminated urine and secretions, other secretions of the rodent. There are some measures that can be taken to prevent infection. Probably the most important general measure is to avoid contact with wild rodents, and this would involve carefully cleaning cabins in the proper way and cleaning cabins to prevent rodents from making the living areas inhospitable to rodents. Another thing that can be done would be to keep basically all food kind of carefully packaged or wrapped away where it's inaccessible to rodents, as well as potentially taking steps to avoid inhaling or staying away from regions where you might be able to inhale contaminated dust from rodents. Because there have been no documented cases of human-to-human transmission, and because it's been thought that hantavirus is not contagious and cannot be spread from person to person, the cases have almost exclusively, the outbreaks have been very, very isolated. Therefore, I think that the probability that there will be a large-scale, wide-scale outbreak is quite remote. If you're worried about having been potentially exposed to hantavirus, if you've been camping recently, if potentially you've been in musty cabins or campsites or other areas where you may have been exposed to the urine or droppings of rodents or excretions of rodents, or you may have inhaled particles, it's very, very important that if you develop symptoms that you seek medical attention immediately. And this is because it's been shown that the earlier you get medical care, the better the outcomes from the disease, and the more likely it is that you'll be able to survive this very dangerous illness.
All right, so that's what the Dr. Dude had to say about it. Like I said, very similar to the goddamn COVID virus.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and look this up because I haven't done it yet. But I'm just gonna go ahead and look it up to see, is there anything out there about 6G towers yet?
Ghostin just pulled up. What up, Ghostin? Rodents live everywhere, especially in buildings. That's from Avi C. Dr. Sabi spoke the truth about science from DV.
Okay, so they said it's not expected to come until 2030. All right. So according to them, so far, no. But yeah, this bullshit Hantavirus shit. Why are we talking about food? Society is definitely trying to push a weird agenda. Well, that's what they say the shit come from. I know there's more towers closer in the inner city,
In the
which
city.
cause brain issue. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So the radiation from these towers definitely, are damaging to the brain in general. That's the reason why, because I remember I used to wear these a lot. It's crazy. So I know it probably affected me to a degree. But for anybody that wears that use the Apple wireless headphone earbuds, that shit got a lot of radiation in
Didn't
it. It
know
be
that. All
frying,
right.
yeah, it be frying your brains. And
Mm.
that's the reason why the creators of it, they say they don't give them to their children. They don't use them. If it don't have a code, that's why if you pay attention to me now, the earphones I use now are the ones with the cords. It don't have that. But if you're using the wireless one, yeah, this shit cooking you.
Yeah. Right. I talk on speaker most times. Same here. Me too.
Me too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If I don't use my ones with the cords and stuff, yeah, I'm talking like this.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if y'all just seen me talking to my mom, I was doing it.
Talk on speaker. Damn, I got some AirPods in my ear right now due to
Yeah,
my
bro.
tendinitis in my left ear. I got some
Yeah, if you
AirPods.
can, bro, try to use the ones with the cord, bro.
Uh, Ali C. know a little something about that, nephew. I have tendinitis too. It makes it worse. So there we go, putting our thoughts together.
Yeah,
Like
what's
him
up, too, Ghost? And I didn't speak to you yet.
and Ali C sharing notes.
But yeah, that's what we got so far on the hantavirus. I mean, in my opinion, this should go without saying, but you just never know who might see this if they decide to roll. Because according to what I've seen thus far, they don't have a vaccine or anything like that for this. But let's just say it starts to spiral out of control and you know the death count start piling up, so they will say. Do not fall for the vaccine bullshit. Because they just lying again. I mean, they're gonna do some fear mongering tactics, just like they did with COVID-19. Don't let nobody influence you and block and bully you into taking their bullshit.
Hmm.
Dang. Mm. But anyways, though, I'm gonna go ahead and shift on over to this last one. Share this with this guy. He's basically this is the one I was telling you. I might go find the Orlando Brown video as well.
Oh yeah. This should be good.
But yeah, let me share the one that this brother said. Anyways, first, basically, he was stating that the celebrities that a lot of us love so dearly are really fallen angels.
Told you, the people you idolize and worship are actually fallen angels. Take a good look at the pictures I put on display for you. They are the angelic beings who rebelled against the Most High Yahuwah, led by Satan, or Lucifer, if you will. When this happened, they were subsequently expelled from heaven and casted down to earth realm. 1/3 of the angels fell with Satan, and just to name a few, Semyaza, Azazel, Gadriel, Senilian, Beelzebub, and Belial, and so many more fell with him. What you are looking at seems to be a form of reincarnation, but not in the way that you think. One may be asking, Yasha, how is this even possible? Well, the fallen ones are able to move their angelical bodies into human form to look like one of us. And this is why they have underground cloning facilities across the world ready for these empty hosts to be inhabited. When that body starts to decay, they move on to the next one. So all flesh must return back to the soils and the dust of the earth that it was created from. They are also able to transfer consciousness on a RFID device, which is a radio frequency identification chip. Once they install that chip inside your body, you will automatically and immediately start to think, act, and be that conscious being that they installed into you. Now, this is very serious. The fallen angels never perished. They always been here for centuries, since the beginning of time. You just don't know what you're looking at. They are currently awaiting judgment. Do you see it? Can you feel it? Because they're all around us. Look at it.
Okay. So that's that guy saying that a lot of these people are fallen angels, right? What's up, Takari? So he said that they are fallen angels. And basically, these were the people that rebelled against God, you know, if you're familiar with the story. And they were cast out from heaven and they landed here and they never left. So therefore, they just kept switching bodies. You know, all right, this body is cooked, time to go to the next one. You know, and that's the reason why a lot of these people look alike. That's what it seems like to me that this guy. Basically, that this guy is referring to in my just from what I got from. Now, I do have another one with Orlando. This is not the one when he said Janet Jackson that I was telling you about, Taj, but he is talking about how these people switch bodies on this one that I have.
If you watch the switch, if anybody, I know, what's up, chat? He says he can switch people out. And he does it right in front of them. And he says, like, yo, bro, like, I'll switch your wife out and I'll put another one of your wife in her side of her body. And they're walking around and you think that's your wife, and it's not your wife. This is what's going on. It's no longer, like I said, it's no longer spiritual. We've figured out how to, turn into spirit and exchange the soul in order to control the vessel. So if I have the vessel and I'm just nothing but spirit, I can ruin your life. That's what everybody has been going through. So they can't recognize it unless you say things like the switch. So when they watch that and they see that there's other people that can identify other than me, it's not just me playing games. It's the truth. We have to be careful with who we watch. You'll be in the car with Paul, man, but you're really in the car with Peter. But that's Paul's body. But why is Peter in Paul's body? I've been going through this for a while in order to figure out and identify every soul inside of every vessel, to where we can all identify it, and it's not just me that can do it. we can all identify who we are. We can all say, you know what, we're still here.
So how do I know Orlando's in Orlando's body right now?
Ah, man, I would be 6 inches taller. Haven't you seen Kanye?
Why does Ray J look like Kanye now?
Probably because he is.
You say that a lot. You say a lot of people are other people.
Well, no, bro, you have to look at the vessel and look at how things work. If you love someone, you should know how they work inside of their own vessel. When they move that spirit to the next vessel, they still do the same thing, is all I've been saying to you.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow what you're saying.
Yeah, well, you followed it because they did. If you watch The Switch, if anybody, what's up, chat?
No, for the people that caught that last little part here, right? When the little part he just said, "What's up, Chad?" Chad. So, for the people that's familiar with this individual, the individual that he's been talking about, I believe, is what's his name? The streamer. What the heck is his name? Boy, Kai Cenat. That's who he was talking about. Because he be saying it a lot when he's doing his live streams. And there was a lot of people that were thinking he may have been cloned, right? Because he did come out looking a little different. You know, he had cut his hair and stuff like that. Certain people was alluding to his features looked a tad bit different. Same shit that they were saying about Gucci Mane and shit, right? And according to what Orlando is saying here, that a lot of these people you'll think is them, but it's actually somebody else because they don't switch the bodies out. Which is similar to what the brother that we just got to listening to was saying, that these fallen angels are jumping in bodies and switch it out. Orlando, like I said, Orlando has been saying this shit for a while. I remember when he first said it with Raven Simone. And for those of y'all that is familiar and up to speed with Jaguar Wright, she was saying that Orlando is doing all of this as an act. The stuff that he's saying, it is some truth to it, but him acting as if he's crazy and all of that is an act to cover up what's really going on so that he can say certain information and nobody will take him serious. Like the people that would come after him won't come after him because they're like, okay, he's crazy. So like, you see Takara, he's saying never trust a crackhead. Orlando been out of his body a long time. So that's what, that's what, according to what Jaguar is saying, he wants you to think. So that you won't, for the people that's not ready, you won't take them serious. And the people that will normally come after you for things like that, they won't. What type of meat would y'all say is the healthiest to eat? Rabbit, lamb, chicken, turkey, bear, sheep, deer, or raccoon? The fuck, nigga? I mean, I don't eat any of it, so
right. But whichever one is whichever one flows through the digestive system.
But if you wanted me to pick one,
yeah.
Probably
is it turkey or lamb? It would be
I would say lamb, sheep, or even a deer. The reason why is because only thing they eat is grass.
What about turkey? Well, turkey make you sleepy. There's something in turkey flesh that make you sleepy. Well, see, so lamb, sheep, or deer. Deer is kind of tough. Deer could be tougher than beef, though, so that's going to be tough on your intestines.
They do have some strong.
Yeah, I've only had one experience with that, though.
I didn't like it myself.
Yeah, maybe it's the way the person prepared it.
It could be that.
Yeah, but it was.
But I also didn't like lamb. It wasn't soft to me.
Yeah, lamb is pretty tough too.
So
Ali said raccoons are clean eaters too, but they're scavengers, right? Aren't they? I don't want to call them bottom feeders, but raccoons are scavengers, aren't they, Ali? He forgot goat. Goat is tough too, TK. I would go sheep. I never had sheep. TK mentioned Impossible Burger. What is that made of? It's impossible for it to be a burger. I mean, they put it right in our face like, you guys eat this, that's on you. We're calling it an Impossible Burger. It's impossible. Not like possums. So you're saying possums are more scavengers than raccoons? I wouldn't eat a raccoon or a possum. I know people, well, I ain't gonna even mention that state. I don't want to do that state like that. But I know people from a certain state that's eating possums and raccoons.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the state because I don't want them to
The
be like,
South, I'm gonna say this, the South.
yeah, there we go. That's fair. There's definitely a state in the South where they eat possums and raccoons. TK said Impossible Burger is plant-based. I mean, should we give Fixins a shout out? I mean, Fixins, they make a delicious Impossible Burger. And Marathon Burger got a delicious. They don't call it an Impossible Burger, though. They call it, I think, a veggie burger. The Marathon Burger on Melrose. They got, I don't know which one is better, to be honest with you. Fixins or Marathon Burger.
But it's amazing how DeMar just sparked up this little burger food debate right now. But shout out to DeMarcus for that. But to go back to the Orlando thing, I met Orlando before. He actually auditioned for a series of mine way back in 2018, 2019, one of them years. And I will say he was nothing like what we be saying on the media, you know, on these podcasts and these interviews where he's acting crazy and stuff. He wasn't like that. He was kind of calm, talk regular, you know. So it just makes me believe that it could be some truth to what Jaguar said. He only does that for an act. And let's be real, it's lucrative. A lot of people want him on their shows and stuff because of that shit. So he's found a way to be able to still say what he wants, give out information, be deemed as crazy so that they won't take it serious. Yeah, exactly, DeMarcus. He's playing a character. That's what Jaguar was saying. And I don't know, bro. It makes me. They put it in TV shows too, bro. And I'm a big believer that if they put it in shows, bro, or movies, it's some truth to it.
Well, let me add this to the convo. I want to hear you all the way out first, though. But you know,
go ahead.
I like to start on a science level. Science being something we can measure and prove. It's been scientifically proven that personality transfers are real.
Okay.
So my approach to stuff is I try to gather as much science as possible. Science being something we can measure and prove over and over again. So I'll start there and then I'll add my imagination, belief, faith, and all that stuff. But we can say that it is scientifically possible for a personality, what they call a personality transfer. So that's real. So when he says that part, I can't dispute that part if it's been scientifically proven that a personality can occupy another human if the other human's mind is open. And what I'm studying now is what's the connection method? Is it a result of an open mind tuning the atmosphere, or what they call, so these personalities, these emotional, so they say emotions are the vehicle for these personalities, Jamie, and everybody else out there. So emotions are the vehicle for these personality transfers. and they're in the electromagnetic field, or what some would call the ether. So just imagine it's like a personality inside of an emotional vehicle, an emotional bubble, if you will, so to speak. And the part I haven't scientifically connected yet, and I'll conclude after this, is it a result of an open mind wondering or tuning the electromagnetic field, or the emotional personality imprinting itself on the person with the open mind? That's as far as I've gotten with it so far. I'm leaning towards the tuning, because our minds do tune. Our minds are electrical. We tune when we're thinking. I'm gonna have to fact check that, but I would go out on a limb and say thinking is tuning. So when your mind is tuning, just like you're tuning a radio station in your car or a radio frequency, you're tuning for a frequency. 99, 102.3. I mean, pick one. Whatever the frequencies are in Virginia, Texas, and all the other places. That's tuning. Our mind does the same thing. So if you tune an emotional personality, it can. Now they're saying a strong mind. Think about this, y'all, and I'll pass the mic after this. A strong mind or a mind can kind of think about how we block out certain negative thoughts that's trying to take over our thinking, our mind. Like, nah, I'm gonna suppress that thought. I'm gonna block that thought. We do that every day. So I'll leave it there, and I'd love to get y'all feedback on that. TK say, you got it, Johnny.
No, I was just going to say it's definitely a frequency when we do that, and it's very. I would probably say that's where, like you used the reference for the radio. It's where it was created from. Like I'm sure that's where computers was created from.
Okay. So you're saying the radio concept was pattern modeled after our thinking process?
I would probably, if I had to bet on it, I would say it did. Now the computer, I know it did, but I mean, it makes sense that both of them are kind of one and the same. I would say it did.
So let me get your opinion on this, Jamie. Anybody in the comment section? Do you think it's a result of tuning the frequencies, and you kind of just said that, or the personality imprinting itself on the person's mind, the open-minded person?
Say that again?
Do you think, and you sort of answered this part already, is it, so connecting to what Orlando Brown just said, so when a personality enters another person, is that a result of that person tuning, like an open mind tuning and connecting to a personality that's in the electromagnetic field or the ether or the cloud, whichever term we want to use? Or is it that personality imprinting itself on the open-minded person?
Probably the imprinting is what I was
That's
thinking.
interesting. I thought you was going to say tuning, but you think it's the imprint. Because here's what we do know. It's been narrowed down to those two options. So here's what I could say with confidence and competence, that a personality transfer is scientifically real. What the scientific community hasn't confirmed yet is if it's a result of an open mind tuning that personality, or the personality imprinting itself on the open-minded person. What y'all think? Taj, you actually right, and I agree with you. That's what's happening, DV. It's always cool to be in agreement with you. I don't mind a good disagreement, but be clear on what we agree on. Taj, you actually right, and I agree with you. What part, DV? And then you said above that, UAN TV and Taj are y'all mostly the protagonist or antagonist, and y'all, I'm mostly the protagonist. I grew up under Optimus Prime, and when I was growing up, I would watch. Those are like my favorite characters. Optimus Prime. What's the guy from the Transformers? No, that's Optimus Prime. My bad.
Yeah.
And other cartoon protagonists, my soul was always drawn to the protagonist. So now that I'm producing content, I kind of lean towards the protagonist. It's crazy that society is trying to tune everyone into trying to be a bot now. It seems like you meant to say bot. You got it, Jane.
I don't know. Mine's flusher. Like, I like the bad guys on most of the occasions, but some of the times I like to be the good guy.
Yeah. I'll say I would cast
you the bad guys a lot funny.
If I've had this thought before, and I'll go ahead and say it. If I was in a situation I would cast you on the antagonist side, just based on our interactions.
Yeah.
I do think you would make a better antagonist. And that's just me getting to know you over the 10 years. I think you would make a better I would cast you as an antagonist over a protagonist.
Yeah.
And that's a compliment. I mean, that's, I think you would play that character stronger. And you just said it yourself, so that's what made me comfortable actually connecting to it. I like
even when I watch shows, I kind of, like the shows that I cover, I like most of the time I probably like the guy, like, as I say on my channel, I like the ugly ass people.
The ugly ass. Bro, you saying that helps our friendship. Because and I'm saying that to the whole world. Like, we've been rocking and rolling with each other for 10 plus years, really, since 2016. And so to hear you say that, it helps me understand our friendship. Because it's nothing like you validating that yourself. And we both just did the same thing. I basically said, growing up, I've always rooted for the protagonists, the Optimus Primes. I don't know why that's the only name I can think of out of all the content I watched growing up. But
so was you a Dragon Ball Z fan?
I didn't watch what you said, Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Oh, damn.
I know about it, but didn't watch it.
Because I was going to ask you, was you a Goku guy or a Vegeta guy? But
I'm familiar with Goku. Let me see if I can remember Goku is the guy that started out bad, right?
Nah, Goku has always been a good guy.
All right, so that might be anime. I know somebody.
Dragon Ball Z is anime.
Huh?
It is anime.
I watched. It sounded like Goku was the name, but let me give you the history on Goku real quick. They were saying Goku was the guy who started out bad, and long story short, he realized, damn, if I can get people to do this the bad way, let me flip the script and do it the positive way. That's a different character, or is that Goku?
Nah, they don't sound like Goku to me.
That ain't Goku. All right, gotcha. That must be another name. There was somebody saying, it was on a podcast though, and it was breaking down that anime character and what they liked and why they nicknamed themselves after that character.
Like, even on Naruto, which is probably my favorite anime, I was a bigger fan of Sasuke than I was Naruto.
So DV like the villains too. I love villains, aka antagonists. You actually show more acting chops as the antagonist. Interesting. I hear you. Okay. Even Ghostin like the bad guys. Hey, everybody keeping it G today.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, we not responsible for putting these souls in our body. So if that's the way our souls gravitate, I can't be upset or trying to convert somebody. And when y'all think about it, when you watch Transformers and these other movies and cartoons, when they capture one of them, I mean, it's hard to convert them. You know what I mean? So you got them for a while, but if you leave them to their own, if you leave them to themselves, they're gonna gravitate back to what they so naturally resonate to be. Ain't that, bro? This world revolves around that. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, but see, it's levels for me too. Let me put this out there.
Right.
Although I typically like the antagonist, it's limits to it. Like, if you just a soulless piece of crap that just do the unthinkable evil stuff, I ain't gonna rock with you. But if you just like semi as hell because you just like stuff going your way, I fuck with you. Like for like, to make it more personal, I would say like 50 Cent is ugly as hell. I can deal with 50 Cent ugly as hell. I can't deal with Epstein ugliness. You know what I'm saying? So let me put that out there.
Yeah, you kind of answered my question. I was going to ask you, DV, and nephew Ghostin, if y'all believe it's intrinsic, like it's already in you from the day you born, or you become that way. And when you mentioned 50, I would like to believe he became that way. And when you understand his story and the environment he grew up in, I used to live in New York, y'all, and Southside Jamaica, Queens ain't no joke. A lot of parts of New York ain't no joke, but I've been to Southside Jamaica, Queens a couple times and wasn't in a hurry to get back. And I lived in Harlem when I was visiting Southside Jamaica, Queens. And Harlem is hood as hell too. So for me to say that, I'm justifying 50's environment. So
Yeah.
I would like to believe that he became that way due to his upbringing and environment. Which answers my question I was going to ask you, DV and Ghostin. Only y'all could answer this for yourselves. Y'all don't have to answer this though. Do y'all believe y'all was born that way or you became that way?
Yeah, so became for sure. And I definitely, all the characters that I tend to end up loving, they became that. Like, just to reference a few, I just mentioned Naruto. Sasuke's character became that. He wasn't always that. His hatred and stuff came from learning what really happened between his family, how people in the village basically betrayed his family and manipulated him his whole life until he found out the truth and he just went berserk. That's what happened. And I like stories like that more so than somebody who just pure evil and they ain't got no reason,
That connected with DB just said the antagonist is misunderstood in shows. That's an interesting comment. Yes. That's why I read it, because it kind of connected to what you were just saying. Ghostin say, in my case, I believe it comes from my dad genes. So that's Ghostin saying he believed he was born with it. And Jamie, remember when we went to the temple, they was teaching how scientifically. So in other words, when Ghostin dad impregnated his mom, it trickled down through his genes. That could be arguably scientifically proven. Because that's what the brother was teaching that day we went there. That the same way he was basically saying prayers can trickle down through our genes the same way, for lack of a better word, curses or negative behavior, if you will.
Well, yeah. So for me, I think everybody has also, even if it, come from something, I still think it's genetic. Like, you may not just be a total asshole, but like, let's say your dad was an asshole to a degree and it kind of rubbed off on you. Yeah, so yeah, I still think it's genetic.
Man, that's an interesting dynamic of humanity, bro. I just love to motivate people, inspire, encourage. I like to see the build up, not the tear down. But I understand both exist for a reason. So I don't look at
that's what I tell people. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm balanced and understand why antagonists become evil. That's an interesting comment again, DV. I mean, if you want to elaborate, we're here for it. But I think that will help. I mean, y'all all pretty much making that point that the antagonists become that way for a reason.
Mm-hmm. It ain't just most of the time. Because look, this is something else. Let me bring this up. And I actually had this conversation with a couple of friends before, right? A couple of them tried to push against what I said, but nobody was able to prove what I was saying wrong. And long story short, they ended up conceding that I was right. I was telling people that all hatred comes from love. Now, is there anybody here that disagree?
From instinct, I would say, yeah, I disagree. But I'm open to hearing you out. You said
So,
all hatred comes from love.
all hatred comes
This
from
is
love.
interesting. This is about to be interesting, y'all. Let's go.
So, no matter what it is that somebody is hateful for or hateful towards, it comes from some form of love. I'll give a few examples. We can use a show or something if we want. What's a popular show where there was a antagonist inside of it that we all probably know?
You said what's a popular show?
That we all know that we can probably use for an example. Let's see. Or it can be a movie. It don't have to be a show. Movie or a show.
All right, well, that's easy. Tupac, Bishop, Juice.
So, Juice. We didn't see his entire character arc because he was kind of already like that. But I would say, dang, you know what's kind of crazy? It's actually been a while since I've seen Juice.
I mean, that's one of the most iconic, at least within that Bishop role. I mean, name somebody that topped that. Like, time don't even matter when it comes to who played the best villain. That nigga, that elevator scene when them elevator doors open.
Yeah,
nigga, that's one of the. Yeah, that scene right there.
Juice came out like basically when I was, a Jets ball.
But that's the power of movies. It travel through time. That's
true. And I've seen it a couple of times, but like I know he was getting bullied and stuff like that by them boys and stuff like that.
But that justified his antagonist.
Yeah, that's what kind of made.
That's what you was going with.
His was a struggle for recognition to be the power. He wanted to be the leader, and that's what it came from with him. Because in their crew, Raheem was the leader, right? And once Raheem tried to take the power from him, which was the gun in that situation, that's what triggered him to end up losing his shit and shooting it. And then that's when he got a taste of that power and went berserk. But that doesn't necessarily prove what. Let me see. What was something that he loved a lot? I would say power was what he loved.
Yeah. Once he got the taste of it, yeah.
But someone loving something, like, for instance, if we use Boys in the Hood. That's another one that's, I would say, pretty popular. Everyone probably have seen. Doe, right? Doe hatred kind of came towards his brother, the one that ended up getting killed, came from his mom always showed him love, but never him. That's where it came from. Now, he still loved his brother, but he also had a great level of envy towards him as well, because his mother kept showing him love and never would give it to him. That's where it came from. So his love for his mother that he was seeking, that he wasn't receiving, is what caused his hatred. And what I'm telling you, it don't matter what it is. It's derived from something like that. It don't matter what it is. If you say, "Oh, why?" Okay, so why do racist white people hate blacks? Well, it's because they look at us as the threat to their livelihood. That's what it is. They love themselves and what they come from so much that it caused them to hate us. That's what it is. I'm telling you, it don't matter what it is you come up with. What hatred you bring up is going to be derived from some form of love.
Now that's an interesting statement, and I would love to run that through.
Even shit, we can even go biblical. We can even go biblical. The devil. It was the same thing, kind of with the bishop dynamic, with him wanting the power, and and basically trying to go against him because of he wanted the power, and that turned him into having a certain level of hatred towards the creator, and the creator returned to sender and knocked his ass out of heaven. We came his ass over here, and then he hated us because God made us in his image and loved us so much. And that's what the devil's like. These motherfuckers don't deserve to be having what they have. And that's why he's like, I'm gonna make these motherfuckers buy. Fuck what God talking about. You watched it for the first time in 2025? Yeah.
And nephew say it was cold. So that movie, yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen it again, but yeah, the juice, absolutely.
As far as as far as villains, bro, we just going villain for villain, especially if we talking hood movies.
Uh-huh.
He
might be the coldest one, bro.
Huh?
He might be the coldest.
I mean, think about nephew. Nephew grew up in the power era. Nephew, let's ask you. Instead of me thinking for you, let me ask you: are you saying Tupac, Bishop, and Juice is colder than the antagonist 50 played in Power? Ooh, I put y'all on the spot with that one. That's a question for all y'all, because I know y'all do Power content. Even Jamie said, "Damn, ooh." Nigga, even 50 grew up with Tupac, nigga. What 50 said in that song, nigga, I want them to love me like they love Pop. Jamie, you might be on something, because he said it.
Yeah.
I want him to, he didn't say no other rapper. I want them to love me like they love Pop.
I actually agree with UAN, because people have to flip things around for things to work for them. Yeah.
Well, Ghostin said no. So you saying 50 is a better villain, but he said, at least you be, hey, nephew, that's what I'm talking about. At least you being honest. I may be biased. No, but you could be, but you give him 50.
Look, I can agree with Ghostin only because of this. See, we're comparing a movie and a series.
Yeah.
And we got to see the entire character arc of why he became this, how he became this, why he feel this way, and why he, and that kind of somewhat gives him justification for why he became what he became. Because we're watching right now, we're getting ready to watch the final season of it, of Raising Kanan, which is the story of how he came up and became who he is on the original Power. With Bishop character on Juice, we didn't get that. So that's kind of what makes it a little difficult. But we're just talking about the greatest hood villain in film. I don't think I can think of anyone.
There you have it. There you have it. Doughboy was a better villain than Bishop.
He was not.
I agree with you. He was not. Because you saw Doughboy throughout the movie sort of have a heart. Nigga, once Bishop went cold, it was over. Nephew said it. Nephew ain't number 21, 22 years old. Nephew said Juice was cold. You just watched it for the... Yeah, you saw that Doughboy had a heart throughout the movie.
Right. Exactly. Like I said, he just came from Those hatred came from his mom never really showing him love like that.
Right. And you could clearly see that. Right.
Yeah.
He was a protector. We got a problem here. That's the most iconic line right there, filmed right on Crenshaw.
Right.
You're protecting this crew. That's a leader with a heart. But yeah, so I'll put Bishop over Doughboy. But Doughboy was G. But if I had
Bishop
to
was
pick,
like as hell when he went to that nigga went to his other friend. After he don't kill one friend, went to the other one and said, you know, the first time when he called him crazy, he said, you know, the first time you said that, I was kind of tripping, right? But now, you know what? You right. I am crazy. But you know what else? I don't give a fuck.
give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about Steele. And I damn sure don't give a fuck about Raheem either. I ain't shit. I ain't never been shit. And you less than the man than I am. So as soon as I decide that you ain't shit, bang. So be it, nigga. Because I'm
That's
the
cold.
one you need to be worried about.
Yeah.
That man licked his head when he said
That's
that.
cold. That's cold, bro.
That man didn't give a fuck about nobody. Wait.
Yeah.
Like Doe was nowhere near that cold. Doe actually had a heart. Like he gave a fuck about his homeboy,
Yeah.
Trey, and his brother, and you know his other homeboy.
Even the women, not to be a
Yeah.
simp. Hey, the bitches gotta eat too. That's
Yeah,
Doughboy, right?
exactly. Yeah. This nigga Bishop, nobody was off limits.
Let's see here. Yeah.
Yeah, Doe was a victim of circumstances for sure.
Yeah, I can't think of one, y'all. There's some great movies out there. If we just keep it in the culture, Boys in the Hood, man. Old Dog, y'all gave me enough time to think.
Old Dog was
Ooh-wee. I think if we survey the culture, those two will be at the top. Old Dog and Bishop.
Old Dog was ugly as hell, for sure.
Old Dog was ugly as hell. So that will, we don't have to go through it this show, but that's one to think about. Old Dog or Bishop?
Bishop was a snitch and Doughboy wasn't a snitch. Still don't mean he wasn't a better villain, bro. Snitch or not. Actually, I'll say he a worse villain. The fact that he wasn't a snitch.
He was a snitch. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was still processing the thought before I said it, but you went ahead and did it. So yeah, that kind of make him even worse. Like he said it though. He just didn't give him. Shit, Bishop snitched on Rodimus, Doe's victims. Yeah. Oh man, you see this one up there? It's okay, 10, 20. They say the Y chromosome is deteriorating, and that's why y'all feminine as fuck now. What do you think? We were just talking about the Y chromosome earlier.
Okay, so hold on. Who said that?
It's okay. I ain't never seen that name before. It's okay. They say the Y. Remember, there you go. What's interesting about that comment, Jamie, we were just having that conversation before the show started. So I can't take that comment for that person's word, but if we was to fact check it out and science proved that, yeah, the Y chromosome is deteriorating, could it be the XX came before the XY? And that's just us taking that comment for its value.
So I did hear that. I don't know how true it is. But
Old Dog didn't care about kids or old people. Damn, so we might have one. That's Ali C. Oak Cliff. Here y'all go with the two-part bias. Not me. I don't have a two-part bias. I'm actually still contemplating if it was Old Dog or Bishop. They both was cold.
Well, I haven't spoke since he brought up Old Dog. I just said over Doughboy he is.
Yeah, I'll put Old Dog over Doughboy easy. And Doughboy has his
It's
position.
been a minute since I seen Menace to Society too, though.
Man, they both came out around the same time. That was a cold era, bro. You talking about the movie theaters? They had that shit. That had to, that's the 90s. We ain't gonna spend too much time there, but yeah, all right, they came out within like 2 or 3 years of each other, and they still classics. But that old dog took the cake. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. And the reason we got to give old dog, I ain't gonna say the crown, but the belt, the championship belt, because after that, almost every city developed their own version of an old dog. I know mine did. Like, it was a nigga that was inspired to become the local old dog. More than I remember bad guys being inspired to become the next Doughboy. Doughboy was a hustler, man. I looked up the Doughboy because I saw the hustle in him. That nigga was doing his thing, selling dope. Of course, that's destroying our community, but that's all we had to do if you didn't want to work for the people who gave you the damn dope, the people who engineered the shit. Rico was a better villain than Bishop. See, I don't even remember Rico, so you got me with that one. I remember the movie theater. Yeah, for real. Tehran, you remember? Yeah. That would explain the lack of masculinity in men these days. Hey, it's okay if you own to something, you own to something. Here's what I do know, and here's what I've heard. That as men grow older, their testosterone does go down. Because we're older now, we're not in our prime to really need all that testosterone like you are when you're in your 20s and your 30s. That's military age. So I have heard that before. I haven't fact checked it. But if you're saying the Y chromosome is deteriorating, and that's a scientific fact, or I'll say a scientific reality, me and Jamie, if you don't mind, we was just having a conversation about the X chromosome. We was just having a conversation about, is the Y chromosome a mutation of the X chromosome? Would you like to, but we can't hear you speak, but would you like to respond to that? I'm all for knowledge-based information, bro, or sis, or whether you male or female. I'm all for knowledge-based information. I'm definitely open to new wisdom. So do you believe can anybody prove that the Y chromosome is a mutation of the X? O-Dog really wasn't a villain, more like a crash out. Interesting. That nigga was definitely a villain though, Alex. He was definitely you're right though. Oh, Rico. Yeah, Rico does need to. Yeah, Cameron did his damn thing in that paid in full. And Rico was like that from the jump. That's a good mention, DV. Yeah, we might have to do a segment on this shit in the near far future. So we got Rico, O-Dog, and Bishop are the top three. Doughboy, Justice Gangster, but everybody agree that you can kind of see the heart that Doughboy had throughout the movie, Boys in the Hood. So right now the top three in no order, we saying O-Dog, Bishop, and Rico. Rico was a good villain and paid in full.
I can't speak on that, unfortunately.
You didn't see paid in full?
Mm-hmm.
Ghostin saying he got Rico 100, and Ghostin Young nephew said, "Man, I got Rico when he put 100 behind the Rico. That nigga did that fucking roll up, bro. The crazy thing is, I gotta shout. I know them brothers got their differences right now. Y'all have heard me say on this platform before. I lived in Harlem for 3 years. I'll be very specific. I lived in Uptown, Polo Grounds, 155th Street and 8th Avenue, Frederick Douglass Boulevard for 3 years. And I used to hear that story all the time. I want to give the OG Dame Dash some credit, bro. That nigga produced that movie the same way I heard that story in the streets. When I would move around Harlem, I stayed in Harlem for 3 years. I would hear that story all the time from different people, different angles, and the story would fit together like a puzzle. So when the movie finally came out, I was anxious to watch it because I wanted to see if the movie matched what I had heard on the streets of Harlem. And it matched precisely as it should. Dame is a Harlem dude. Cameron is a Harlem dude. and he nailed that shit, bro. So Rico is definitely in top 3. I gotta give him that. Doughboy, Kane were like OGs in the hood. They finished beef. All right.
Yeah, hey, DeMarcus, I definitely fuck with Birdie too. Definitely fuck with Birdie. Birdie was
that's
a real.
Tupac again, though, right?
It is Tupac again, but still,
that nigga was
a
cold
real
too,
G.
though. Yeah, Birdie top 5.
Who the fuck you think you talking to? This ain't no so. This ain't that little nigga on the rooftop taking orders from you. I ain't the same little
Above the
brother
Rim was a better villain than Bishop from Juice. That's a tough one that I can't even respond to right now. That I forgot about Birdie. That was a tough one.
That's one of my favorite movies too. Like we always talk about. I remember one of the things we talk about is basketball movies. What was the best, hood basketball movie? And well, not just hood, just basketball movies in general. And we used to give our top 5, and Above the Rim always made the top 5.
Yeah, great movie. All right, so It's Okay has responded. The Y chromosome has lost 97% of its genetic makeup. And Jane, we got segments on this. If you go to our earlier content, we've covered the topic: are men becoming more feminine and vice versa? So we've addressed it. We've definitely touched on it. I'm open to knowledge, wisdom, and science, bro. Share what you know. And so you saying the Y chromosome has lost that's a lot, 97%.
Yeah, 97% is crazy.
Of its genetic makeup. So that leaned towards what we was discussing before the show, that the Y chromosome might be a mutation of the X.
Yeah, but I would say,
like Money Making Mitch. Yeah, both of them were Money Making Mitch, straight hustling, man. Hard.
My answer to that is, remember we did a show on this. Hold on real quick. We did a show on this where we was talking about scientists like Bill Gates are putting chemicals in the foods and in and stuff like that, water and all that it's the same chemicals that they tested it on frogs that makes frogs gay.
I've heard of that.
So I think that's a huge part in what's going on with that. And the reason why is it could be linked to they know the Messiah is going to come back as a man. So if they can limit how many of them is here, they can stop that from happening.
Great connection, Jane. Great connection, bro. That resonated as soon as you said it. That makes sense. That's a powerful point. Instead of killing the children, the sons under 2, just weaken their fucking testosterone. And shout out to brother Wesley Muhammad, Nation of Islam, Brooklyn, New York. He teach about how weed is making men more effeminate. So it's okay. We ain't afraid of the conversation, homie. Drop what you know. We're gonna chop it up. So why it's not impacting women? That's a good question. It's impacting all men, and you want to know so why? Listen, we've had not whole shows, but we've covered this segment. Remember that, Jamie? Are women becoming too masculine, and are men becoming too feminine? But I definitely appreciate having the opportunity to shout out brother Wesley Muhammad, because he spoke about it with the weed. He said the weed are making men more feminine. I wasn't a huge fan of Juice. Above the Rim was better than me. That's DV. It's impacting all men. So you're not even being racial about it. You're not saying it's impacting the human race group. You're saying all men in general. All right. Let's see here. Doughboy was like Money Making Mitch. I think Money Making, they both was hustlers though. But it's just, that uptown Harlem world hustle, that shit just hit different. And I'm saying that as a Hollywood, Florida boy. But I stayed there for 3 years, nigga. It was like a student in school. I took shit from Harlem back to Hollywood, Florida. Them niggas hustle different up there. But you're right, they both was hustlers. And Money Making Mitch is based off of a true character. I can't hear everyone with the Y chromosome. Okay. I can't hear you for some reason, Jane. Yeah. Mic check.
Yeah, I had paused because Robert had called me.
Oh, all right, my bad. What up, Rob? Shout out to Rob.
Yeah, I told him to
Rob.
call back in the hour.
All right. Do y'all believe that Bill has to do this?
So hold on, let me go and address some of this stuff that It's Okay is saying. It's not impacting women because it that's what the chemicals is made to make males gay. That's why it's not impacting women. But it is something that they're doing that, to make the women more masculine. They want to flip the roles.
Yeah.
Because I keep telling them they're not concerned about women taking them over. They know they're not going to be able to do it.
Right.
But where did the racial side of it come from? I heard something about that while I was talking to Robert.
You said the what?
I thought I heard you mention something about. I think he was reading it and saying it's not racial, it's all man or something.
Oh yeah, he left a comment. He or she, whatever It's Okay is. But you said that women are getting to masculinity due to food. So that's to you, Jamie, if you want to respond to that. The comment you asked me about is, this it right here. It's impacting all men.
I don't think that women are getting as masculine toward. I mean, I think maybe to a degree, but I think what it's more mental for them. Because see, this is the thing. If they can embrace the women more to do work, which they have done, which put them more in a mindset of being masculine. They don't have to work on trying to make them more masculine because they've already lowered the masculinity to make them more feminine. Remember, we did a show on it, and they were saying,
right.
They were saying that the men now, the men 50 years ago was like 70% had 70% more testosterone than we do now. So or some shit like that.
That's the point Okay is making. Keep going.
And said that basically the men now have a little bit more testosterone than the women did back then. So it's more so that they've feminized the men more and just put the women in a mindset more of being masculine. That's what I would say.
All right. And now, okay, you went from teaching us to asking us questions. So now, okay, so are women growing the Y chromosome? You tell us. You the one jumped in the comment section. I mean, or are men just too feminine that we can determine what is masculine and what is feminine? Now you can tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? They have altered us all. What happened to Adam's apple and men? I heard somebody else bring that up. Shout out to Ali C. They have altered us all. What happened to Adam's apple and men? That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
This is another reason why women outnumber men in our race. Also, we definitely under attack, DD. We definitely under attack.
Yeah, and
to Jamie's point. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the reason for it.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that, especially it's unfortunate that a lot of the women are helping them do it. But at the same time, I'm not going to put women at fault because their biology, they naturally adapts. That's what their body do. So if their protectors in their mind not protecting them the way they feel like they should be, they're going to automatically adapt. It's just what it is. So
Well
it's not
said.
They're not really at fault with it.
They're not. They're just adapting. Right. Yes. Well said. Well said. Especially in our culture. Unfortunately. I hate that for our women, that our women have to, like you say, adapt. That's a great way you said that. Our women have had to adapt probably more than any other ethnic culture in the world. I'll go that far. Black American women have basically become the damn Woman King movie. If y'all saw the Woman King movie, and that's highly unfortunate, you know. But I believe it's still in our best interest to fight together, Black American women, and to the Black man brotherhood. I think it's still in our best interest to fight together, even if we got to
That's why
fight separate.
we gotta get into control of our own foods. That's the biggest one of our biggest falls right now that's happening. We rely on the enemy for our food source, and they're poisoning us with, you know, things that's causing cancer, lowering our testosterone, you know, making the dudes more feminine and things like that. Because, like I said, I always used to wonder because I never felt like this was just something natural that the creator made some
Hell
of these.
no.
I was like, well, that can't be it.
No.
But after hearing that, that made sense. Okay, right. Yeah, that makes sense of how it could be happening, and makes people believe that this is they just were born like that.
All right, so Ali C, they have done to us first what will fall upon them. I would accept that as a prayer, Ali C. And I love your mindset. You already know that. Yeah. I'll put that in the air as a prayer and read it again. They have done to us first what will fall upon them next. And they better be ready for it. Yeah. That's a painful thing to lose your women. And I'm saying that from Generation X on down to the younger generations. You know, me and Jamie from different generations, but I think we agree? I'll ask you instead of making a statement that do you feel like we've lost our women, Jamie, from Generation X on down to the millennials? Before we even go to Gen Z and Gen Alpha and all that?
I think it would depends on what your definition of losing them would be.
Let's start with respect. So do you think, for the most part, Black American women respect Black American men?
I would say, unfortunately, overwhelmingly for the majority, no.
All right, so there you go. That means we lost our. If we don't have their respect, we don't have to go another. The next step is not even necessary. We got to earn their respect, and respect does have to be earned. So I'll take that as we agree that from my generation to yours, from Generation X to the millennials. Not saying this is a one-size-fits-all statement for everybody in those generations, but it's like we lost our women. And that's a hell of a fight, you know what I mean? You got to fight the motherfuckers who took them from us and damn near fighting them to get them back. There's something about women still here. And
Sure,
you one of them, Ali C. You definitely one of them.
We definitely agree there's something out there, but if I had to, like Todd say a lot, if I had to take it to Vegas on where the majority stand on it, I would say the majority don't.
I'm with you. We betting on the same. We making the same bet on that one. I'm giving you my money. Here you go, Jamie. I'm gonna bet with you on that. Yeah.
Double down.
Double down. Shit. We need to grow our own ganja too. We hear you, DV. And it's good to reality. See, I was able to tell that from day one when Jamie brought me on the platform that you stand with us. You know what I mean? You got our back and you stand with us. There's some devout women still here for y'all. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's on. Well, look, this is the thing though. So we're just simply talking about respect. Because see, one of the points that Solo made, because she talks about why you been with somebody that you don't trust and respect, right? So although that I think your respect level isn't there like that, they do still rock with us over in other ethnic groups at a very high rate. So we got to put that into consideration.
Right.
Because the majority, I mean, of course, you got some of them that's stepping out and, going with other ethnic groups, but the overwhelmingly vast majority, they sticking here right at home. Like some of them, do you know how you say you suffer for our women? It's women.
I do. Yeah, voluntarily. I could easily go out there and get me a white lady or a Spanish lady or Asian, easy. And I'm saying that with a humble heart. I suffer on purpose for our women.
I can't say for me because I don't look for
it. Same here. I don't look for it. Bro, and I'm not being arrogant, y'all. I'm saying that with a humble heart. I'll say it this way, women from other races have been sending me hints and damn near hitting on me since middle school. I could have been checked out. But I understand our history and pain and what we've been through, although it didn't happen in the generation or the lifetime I was born into. That's why that Mia X video is so powerful. I haven't heard nobody articulate it better than her. And for that message she sent is the reason I suffer on purpose. Just like Jesus did. Jesus suffered on purpose, right? Jesus knew what his mission was when he got here. He was sent here to be the sacrificial lamb, the suffering servant, as prophet Isaiah called Emmanuel in Isaiah 53:10. Look up Isaiah 53:10, the suffering servant. Knew what it came here to suffer. I'm the same way. I don't see other men, to be honest, but Black American. That's you know what? That's why I rock with you, obviously. Now let's deal with It's Okay real quick. It's okay. I'm gonna go back to you. So, what have Black men done for the Black community in the last 40 years? That's a question for the whole platform, y'all. Me, Jamie, DV, nephew, Ali C. That's a question for all of us. This is my first time seeing It's Okay pull up. So It's Okay want to know, what have Black men
whoever this is has definitely been here before.
You said It's Okay have been here?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I can't remember if this is a man or a woman.
It's hard to tell, to be honest.
Or what ethnic
I'm
group.
glad you said it, Jamie. But with that question, if we take this to Vegas, I would bet it's a lady, it's a woman. Because why would a Black man ask, what have Black men done for the Black community in the last 40 years?
I doubt a Black man would do it, sure. But it could also be another ethnic group that's a man.
There's no other male group in the United States that can morally ask that question if they're being honest about Black American history. If you're being honest about the darkness of Black American history, no male group can morally ask that question. A white male definitely can't ask that question. They got the upper hand. They put us in the condition we're in. That shit was mental engineering, social engineering, genocide, semi-genocide. So they're not in a moral position to make that statement or ask that question. And if they're not in the position, anybody, let's not forget, this is the 250th year of this nation. And 250 years ago, it was just us and them once they moved the native tribes out the way. Before everybody, motherfuckers was not in a hurry to get the United States 250 years ago. Motherfuckers was not in a hurry to get the United States 160 years ago. After the Civil War, nobody was in it. They wasn't in a hurry to get here until that Immigration Act of 1965. That's when motherfuckers went to floating on boats and all this other shit to get here. Let's just put the facts in order first. Go ahead.
But let me go ahead and address the It's Okay. Let me ask you a question. Do you think the people that's in charge right now, do you think they fear the Black man more or they fear the Black woman more? I'm pretty sure that's rhetorical. We know the answer to that. So, therefore, let's say if it was to be a world that with the snap of the fingers, we disappear and you guys remain, what do you think would happen to you? Do you think you would be treated fairly? Do you think they would just start taking advantage of you in any and every way? More than likely, looking at history, they would. So, what's the reason why they're not doing it right now? We're in the way. So that's what we did for y'all for 40 years. We protected y'all. And y'all did a good job at protecting us back. We protected each other. So stop trying to spin this narrative like we haven't done nothing for y'all. We have, just like y'all have been there for us. We got to stop beating each other down like that. Appreciate you, Ali. See you up there.
That's facts.
Exactly, yeah, exactly, Ali. They can't handle us apart. So how think you it'll be bad you think it'll be if we actually united?
For real.
And that's what they're the most afraid of.
That's a mic drop right there. That's a mic drop and a bus stop. Stop the whole bus on that one. What she just said, yeah, that's real. They can't handle us separate. Our women raised hell without us. Imagine if they definitely, you just lit a light bulb with that one. It almost verified why they doing what the hell. And what did they attack? They attacked what they call it, the institution of family. It's family. A family is an institution, right? I think that's what they call it. So they attacked the black family. And Ali just articulated.
It's definitely a black woman, and unfortunately a bitter one. But I can tell by your talking point.
I see black men bashing black women more than the other way around.
But the truth is, here's the facts. And I said this before on the podcast. Matter of fact, I was addressing Solo when I said this. Prior to Kevin Samuels, you didn't hear anything of black men saying stuff about black women. You didn't see it. But there was always talk shows, movies, and TV shows of women bashing the men. So the fact that you're even fixing your mouth to say you don't see it is utterly ridiculous. It's everywhere. You got to be blind if you don't see it. And if you just need a few examples, unless you living under a rock, you've seen what I'm about to get ready to say. When Kevin Samuels died, what happened? Multitude of black women trashing him, saying he deserved to die. Good widows. All the stuff that they were saying. When Tory Lanez went to jail, multiple women trashing him, saying he deserved to be there. It's all I'm saying it now, matter of fact. After what Megan Thee Stallion going through right now. So you can't tell me that you're not seeing it. It's definitely happening. Now, if you want to say collectively that both parties are doing it, I will concede and agree with you. But you're not about to just fix your mouth to say only men are bashing women, because that's definitely not true. More is not more than though. I just proved it's not more than, because you have multiple decades of shows and talk shows of women bashing. You have songs. Matter of fact, TLC got popular hit songs of them trashing men. What are you talking about? You want me to start spitting lyrics for you? It's not true. You just bitter. I'm sorry to tell you, sister, but it's the truth.
So, Jamie, you've decided that it's a sister. It's starting to sound more like
it gotta be a sister.
Yeah. Those last few comments is kind of revealing the gender and the culture. So it's okay, might be a black American woman. Hey, stand on it. What you represent, it's okay. You didn't prove it. You gave me your opinion.
So is anything that I said false? No. Nothing that I said is false. I can show you right now if I Googled it. Comments said about, matter of fact, I can just pull up Biblical Fox video talking bad about Kevin Samuels. I can pull up multiple ones talking bad about Tory Lanez if I wanted to find it. And like I said, if you want to find TV shows of it, it's multiple ones of TV shows talking bad about the men. If you want to hear the song, just look at TLC. They talking about they don't want no scrub. Who was TLC talking about when they said they didn't want no scrub? Who was the scrubs they was talking about? Huh? Who's the broke niggas that they talking about in the songs? Huh? The black men. That's who they were talking about. And that's mainstream. The stuff that you're talking about is just podcast bros. That stuff not mainstream.
James said podcast bros.
It's the
Black
truth.
men have been dogging black women in hip hop for years. So it's starting to map out that it's okay. Is a black woman and might be a
black woman. That's what she is. And it's so sad that we get this. That's what it is. She's bitter. Somebody or multiple ones have hurt her. And if you need to come here and vent, I'm here for you. I actually give you my time.
Man, hey, you beat me to it, Jamie. I was gonna tell it's okay. I accept the challenge on behalf of the Black Man Brotherhood. We accept the challenge over here. So get it out. Share your thoughts. If you need to vent, put it out there. Let's address this. Jamie beat me to it. I was gonna say, yeah, DeMar DB, the Haitians fought and won their independence. You can't say that about the powerful island of Jamaica. Super salute to Jamaica. But DB, you said Jamaican actually fought. You actually put the word actually on there. You said Jamaican actually fought for their independence. So I definitely respect Jamaica and the Jamaican women. So when did they fight for their independence? Because the last time I checked, which was almost less than no, it's probably more than 50 years ago. They just got their independence from the crown, the Queen and King of England, like less than 60 years ago. And they didn't have to fight for that. Text my phone and correct me if that's wrong. I'm a student of history and world power. You tried to slide one in, DB, but we got you. Jamaica is a powerful island. I got family members through marriage that's Jamaican in my family. So, but hey, the truth trumps everything. Let's count how many songs. So, all right, so it's okay stuck on the song shit. Let's count how many songs black men dog black women versus black women. Oh, yeah, so I think we got us one, Jamie. We got us a black, I'm going to say black women for now. I'm not going to say black American woman. But it is starting to turn out. Real, recognize real. That's for sure, Fambo. Podcast. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, the Haitians definitely fought for their independence and got it. 1804. Super salute. Sapache. ICN to all the Zoes out there.
Okay, so look, for her to say in the songs, we could go back and forth with songs. There's multiple songs of women trashing men. There's multiple songs of women trashing, of men trashing women. So we can go back and forth with that. That could possibly be a push. But if you go to television, TV shows, and stuff like that, prior to Kevin Samuels, would basically put like 2019, you won't find any of men doing it. You're going to find several with women because America is made to trash the black men. That's what it is. They want you to think they're nothing so that you won't want them, so that we won't have any kind of union. That's the whole purpose of it.
Yeah, DV. Let me answer the DV question real quick. Taj, would you date a Jamaican woman? Yeah. To give you a straight answer, yeah. I got a cousin who's married and have a child with a powerful Jamaican woman who's a boss. I prefer my culture first, but so when I say I suffer, of course, if I could be picky, if I could be hella picky, I want a black American woman, but I'm not turning the badass Jamaican woman down if she interested. I'm gonna tell you that much. But I prefer culture. Me and Jamie had this conversation before the show started. Culture is damn near stronger than religion. People, you ain't got to ask nobody what culture they from. They gonna tell your ass in the first conversation, especially Jamaicans. Them niggas gonna let you know they Jamaicans as soon as they can. So people are just proud of their culture and they're private about their religious spirituality. Back to you, Jane. I know you went, it's okay going back and forth. Y'all having y'all moment.
Yeah, I brought up no scrubs, but that was just an example. I wasn't using that to soul. What I'm saying is we can go back and forth about songs. You can name several songs, I'm sure, and I can go back and forth and name several songs as well. But when it all comes down to it, when we go to TV shows, movies, and things of that nature, you would run out of ammo. I wouldn't. Rating the exhale. What's love got to do with it? Like, bro, it's a bunch of shows and movies, bro, about it that's showing us in bad light. And then the craziest part is what's love got to do with it? Supposed to be based on a true story, and it's not even true. For those of y'all that don't know that, what's love got to do with it? They painted the picture of Tina Turner to look like she was just solely the victim. That's not even the truth.
Right back like we left something. Let's see what it's okay talking about now.
She's still trying to stay focused on the music because, like I said, she don't have any ammo outside of music.
Hey, what up, Talia? Talia done pulled up on us. Yeah.
You never seen what, Talia? What's love got to do with it?
Yep. You got that right, Alice. And that's what they're afraid of. Like the Prime Minister said, black folks shoot something. Prime Minister said, black folks shoot something stronger than AK-47. That'll turn all y'all.
I brought up music, but I also brought up podcasts, TV shows as well. Why are you staying on the music? That's what I'm saying. We both can go with music. That's why I already conceded to. I say, let's say that's a push. So we both can go back and forth with music. I can bring up toxic women music, talking bad about the men. You can bring up toxic men music, but talking about the women. But let's go to TV and movies. You won't be able to do it nearly as much as I can go back and forth with you about movies and shows slamming men.
Hey, it's okay bringing some spice though. I like that.
Tyler Perry's whole catalog. This is the ultimate. This is the eater shot to you right now. Tyler Perry's whole catalog is bashing black men. Almost his entire catalog. Every movie and show I can name, he's going to be doing it.
Let's give a fanboy a shout out real quick for hopping in our corner. We got another brother in the corner. They disrespect the black man in movie more than anybody.
Yeah, it's the truth.
That's Fanboy Podcast. We appreciate you, homie.
It doesn't matter if he's a black man. He's part of the system that I'm talking about. We're not talking about, what I'm talking about is that the system that's controlling stuff right now is they're using things we get trashed. Okay, you know what? I'll give you that. Since you want to say that's discredit because Tyler Perry is a black man, cool. But the thing is that he is monetizing off. No, the women aren't to blame for that. That's why I conceded to that and let you have that. Cool. Since that is a black man doing it. But however, all that is happening in that situation is they're using him to lower us, and he's monetizing off. That's what's happening there. So why isn't a man being used to do the same when it comes to the women? You don't have that. Tell me the equivalent to Tyler Perry where they're trashing the women. Shout out to DeMarcus. He said, I dislike that they flipped the script of the word Uncle Tom. Tom was for our people. However, Sambo snaked our people. Yeah, that's been said a lot. I don't know how that happened, but yeah.
What's the solution, Fambo podcast? What's the solution? Your comment read, the black man and the black women, we need to come to an agreement to fix this. So we need solutions.
So it's okay to say a black man needs to talk to black men. So
Solo said that.
But this is the thing. Here's the cycle that goes back to what we also covered Sunday, right? Most of the men don't want to talk to the men.
Right.
So you can't force them to. And keep in mind, according to May's point,
after you, Jamie, you got it.
According to May's point, single mothers are the ones that raise these men. Right? So as far as us talking to them, we can try to, tell them to take the foot out the neck, talking down on them and stuff like that. And look, and here's another thing. I need to know something. It's okay. When you say the men are trashing the women, I would like to know a few examples of it, because here's another thing that I know. They can deem trashing the women to be you telling the truth of it. Like, for instance, you telling them that, hey, it's delusional for you to think you can go out and do the things. For instance, this Megan Thee Stallion thing, I'll use that for an example very quickly. All of the things that Megan Thee Stallion's history has done, and then you look at the history of Klay Thompson, the likelihood of him actually wifing you and staying with you is significantly lower than another guy. So what I'm saying is, if somebody tells you that she was foolish to believe that, that's not bashing her. That's telling the truth. So I need to know, what do you consider as bashing? And we know the men in hip hop talks down about calling them bees and hoes and all that. If you want to talk about that, cool. Hold on. First off, Tyler Perry do make movies that favor women, so you're totally wrong with that. Set It Off has nothing to do with bashing women, so what are you talking about with that? Waiting to Exhale, the women did wrong, and then she got revenge, so I don't know how they're being bashed on that. I never seen The Help, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Fambo, keep going, Jamie. I just want to say that real quick. I can appreciate your mindset and your comments. We both need to sit at the table to see we both is doing wrong.
Baby Boy isn't bashing women. So all of your points are, I don't get them. You're talking about a relationship that was a rough relationship, but they weren't bashing women on it. Let me give you a few examples of what I mean about bashing. That's why I asked you, what do you consider bashing? That's why I needed to get some confirmation on that, because what you consider bashing may not be the same for me. Now, with Tyler Perry's movies, the black man is always the bad guy. He's always doing the woman wrong. And every time, particularly dark-skinned men, the dark-skinned man is always the bad guy. The woman is always the victim. And whenever she always meets another guy to come and rescue her. And whenever the next guy that comes to rescue her, it's always a lighter complexion man or it's a white man. That's what I'm telling you with Tyler Perry. And there's no way you can dispute what I'm saying because I can just go like that and name movies and shows where what I'm saying to be the truth. But like I said, the ones you saying they weren't bashed. Like let's touch on Baby Boy. You mentioned Baby Boy. Baby Boy was a movie about a guy, played Tyrese Jody. He was a mama's boy, and he had a relationship with Yvette. Was he cheating on her? Absolutely. But does that mean they're bashing the women? I can't agree. They weren't bashing her. It was just a kind of toxic relationship. "99% of Tyler Perry movie dividing the black race. That's why I stopped watching Tyler Perry movie." And I would have to agree with him. That's exactly what it's doing.
Fam, but which
limitations to it of how much of him I watch. Absolutely. Which movie did Tyler Perry portray a black woman in favor in the movie? So let me get some more context. So when you're saying favoring, you're saying like made her look good. Because in the end of Tyler Perry's movie, the woman always gets a happy ending. So I'm not sure what you mean. Like, why did I get? I mean, not why did I get married? Diary of a Mad Black Woman. She got a happy ending. The dark skinned black man was the villain. She was the angel, and she ended up finding a good man at the end, which was a light skinned man, Shamar Moore. Right? Think about it. Every time in Tyler Perry's, we just got through having a whole segment before you came when we were talking about protagonists and antagonists, right? We just got through speaking on that. In Tyler Perry's movies, the antagonist is always a dark-skinned man. Every time. The protagonist is always a black woman, typically. The only time that Tyler Perry showed a dark-skinned man in good light that I can remember is the Tyler Perry Temptations movie. And guess what? The protagonist and the antagonist was dark-skinned. So even the bad guy, the guy that that showed up to and got in the way of it, he was a dark-skinned guy too. Robbie Jones, who played, I forgot his name in the movie, but the actor name was Robbie Jones. And he was a antagonist. He was a bad guy. And Lance Gross was the good guy, who's also a dark-skinned man. So even when he finally gave you one with the dark-skinned man being a good guy, the dark-skinned man was the bad guy too. And then the woman, what's her name? What's her real name? Can't think of it. But anyway, her name was Juliet. On the movie, she was the bad person, kind of, but he still made you feel sorry for her at the end. What I'm using is since you got on Tyler Perry's movies, I'm telling you, thank you, Johnny Smollett. I knew it was the other dude's sister. I just couldn't remember her name. But anyways, I'm using Tyler Perry is telling you that every time Tyler Perry does a movie, he's always gonna have the dark-skinned man look bad on that. That's not always the case for the woman. That's what I'm telling you. Now, do we have dark-skinned women a lot of the times being a mistress? Absolutely, which is another reason why I don't like Tyler Perry's movies a lot of times. Our black women are more than somebody's side piece, but he typically portray them as that a lot. You know, I've never seen Daddy's Little Girl, so I can't speak on it.
That's a good one.
Somebody else would have to tell me, would have to speak on that one. But it's okay. If you want to, you can definitely come up so we can have a conversation a better conversation.
Yeah, bring her ass up.
Yeah, I would love for you to come up. If you don't want to come on camera, you can just leave your camera out. Just go ahead and just state your stake your argument and how you feel. It's all good. As long as you be respectful, I'm gonna be respectful. We can just have a conversation. Okay, I get what you're saying, but see, I've already told you that I would concede to that with Tyler Perry being a black man making them, but like I told you, they're using him to push that agenda. You know, Tyler Perry is not the one fully in control. If he was making movies only about us looking good, they would have been found a way to infiltrate. But they're okay with it because he's spreading division. So Acrimony, which DeMarcus just brought up, Acrimony was a movie of the black man he did. You know what? That's the one where he gave a dark-skinned black man kind of look good in the end. Because matter of fact, let's have a conversation about Acrimony. Because that's one that I remember having an argument about with a lot of, well, more so a debate, wouldn't say an argument, debate with a lot of sisters on who was right and who was wrong in that situation. So the husband, I can't remember names on the show. If y'all want to give me the names, go ahead in the comments. But the husband in the show, he ended up cheating on her once, yes. And then, she ended up forgiving him. And he wasn't really lazy because he was always working on his invention, right? The battery he was working on. So you can't say he was lazy, but was his priorities in the right place? Perhaps not. However, it actually ended up working in the end, but she gave up on him because of her family, ended up telling her to leave him. She listened, and then once he became rich, he got with the girl that helped him in the end, which was also the girl he ended up cheating with long ago. But he still gave her a substantial amount of money and got her house back and all of that, right? He made sure she was good. So how was he wrong? I would love to know for anybody that disagree that he was wrong. And he still tried to save her at the end, although she tried to kill them. Hey, you're right, Talia. He definitely be doing that. That's why I say I don't like his the way he portray the sisters on there. Black women is using Tyler Perry. No, goodness gracious, love, you're losing me. I'm not saying black women are doing it. I'm saying the people that is controlling this world, that's in control of this stuff, the Jewish powers, to be more direct, that are controlling things, they are using Tyler Perry to do this. That's what I'm saying. You're steady stuck on that. And I've told you, I've already conceded that Tyler Perry, with him being a black man, that doesn't equals black women doing it. But I'm just saying it's in the media of the black men being trashed. That's what I'm talking about. It's still being betrayed, even if the sisters themselves is not the creator of it. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. Ignore the person who's the creator of it and look at the message of what's happening. The black men are still getting destroyed up in these damn movies and shows.
Mm.
Facts to Leah. He didn't have to give her that because she left him and he still took care of it. But I also understand, you know what I'm saying, why. Matter of fact, Taj, have you seen the movie The Acrimony?
No, I haven't.
Damn. Because that's the perfect movie of what I was talking about. When I was saying all hatred comes from some form of love. So in that movie, she loved her husband a lot, but she ended up listening to her husband. I mean, listening to her family, her sisters and shit, that told her to leave him. So she ended up listening and divorced him. And right after she divorced him, the dude, what he was working on the whole time she was with him, popped. He ended up getting $75 million for it. And he gave her 10 million after she left him high and dry. He still loved her enough that he gave her 10 million and bought her house back that she ended up losing while being with him. So afterwards, he ended up going with another woman and she lost it. Because in her mind, that woman was benefiting from all the hard work she put in, which there is some truth to it. She the one was with him all the time that he, ended up getting out what he got. But she was the one who divorced him, not the other way around. So her love that she had for him turned to hate. That's what caused it.
All right, this phone about to go bad. Let me switch up down to 1%.
Yeah, that's true. Fanboy podcast. That's true. Almost all of his movies, they pretty much are very much the same. We have a different people, slightly different storyline, but for the most part, yeah. What's good, Poma? So look, again, it's okay. No one's saying what you're saying isn't valid or nothing like that. But I just challenge you to look at it from both directions. It's absolutely happening on the sister side too. They're doing it. They're absolutely bashing the hell out of me. I don't know how you're not seeing it. If you want me to start digging into more podcasts and stuff like that, I mean, there's podcasts where they bash men, You have a lot of them. See, I think with the podcasts, the dudes that do them, you got certain ones that that they have their podcast because they generally would love to see a change. And then you got certain ones that's simply doing it for monetization. And they really don't give a damn about the culture of the community. They don't give a damn about none of that. They actually are attacking the women, bashing them, Like Kevin generally cared while monetizing. I would say Myron, he don't give a fuck at all. If you're familiar with him, he don't give a fuck at all. He's doing it simply for the money and to show up the delusion of women. Unfortunately, he does a good job at showing the delusion of the women. But at the same time, he do be attacking and bashing them. Hey, that's true. That's definitely true, Ali. As far as my opinion, Robert, the only thing he did wrong was he shouldn't have just left his woman working while he's working on his battery. Although it did end up working and popping, right? It did end up working. It's just I don't know how he could be a man sitting there watching his woman struggle like that and didn't decide, okay, let me just take a little break on what I'm doing. I can still work on it, but I need to bring in some kind of income to help her. That's the only part he was wrong at. Hmm. The game tonight, which one? The Timberwolves? Yeah, I probably put it on. Yep. That's why I was getting ready to prepare for. I know some of them about to get ready to come on. Sixers jam about to come on. I know I enjoyed them Lakers getting that belt last night. And the crazy part is, you know, um, the Thunder didn't even have a good game, and they should have brought that bill for the goddamn Lakers. All I see was niggas in blue chasing niggas in purple and gold, putting their belt on their motherfucking head. What's up, man? NZ? For the first quarter, I was like, damn, bro, what's going on? Then they pulled out their belt a little bit, but they weren't quite swinging in the second quarter. After the third quarter, though, oh yeah, they brought them out. They said, oh yeah, it's time now, nigga. Get your ass on over here. And then, of course, like in normal, typical fashion, the Bron Sessions got to look to blame somebody for them losing. So they had to blame Austin Reeves. It do suck Embiid looks to our ass playing today. Come on, Embiid. I don't like that shit. Oh, why they ain't showing the other one? That's crazy work. Whose birthday is it?
Ah, 15 messages.
All right. You said, did I bet? Bet on what? We talking about prize picks regular games. Yes, I did. And I got a bet with DeMarcus, and I got a bet with Grand Man, Anthony. He really gave me a a freebie. He fucks with your boy because he know the likelihood of the Lakers beating OKC is slim to none. But he fucked with your boy to get just the because he know I don't like losing. Mother's Day is next Sunday.
Oh, shit.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Game show, man. Hey, I gotta go. I gotta put in a lot of work to go ahead and get that thing up and going. But I think it looked like the first contestants gonna end up being Talia and Pirates Fire. So I gotta let me reach out to him and see is he still down to do it. Let me see. Say, did I read your last super chat? I think I did. Yeah, I did. The game go off at like 9 o'clock my time. So what? That'll be 11 y'all time. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream, y'all. Cause I probably am about to go ahead and do an NBA one. This man, the block squad is finally over and dismantled. Season 3, we might have to pause Ghosts and go to Canaan because we don't watch as often as we used to, and we want to be done with Canaan by the time it comes on next month. I mean, that is true. We got a month before Raising Canaan come. I mean, let's see. We on what? We on, I think, what, 305 on Ghost right now? And if we watch what, 3, let's say we start doing 3 a day. 3 a day, then Ghost would be done in a week. If you keep that same one up for Raising Canaan, I mean, just we'll have to do like 3 a day, and you can still do it. You can still do both. Yeah, I think we was on 3. I think we stopped at 304, if I'm not mistaken. It was 303 or 304. I didn't look at the fight night photos. But yeah, I'm about to end this one, y'all, so I can do the other one. Anybody want to come through that for that one? Y'all can meet me over there.
All right, till next time, everybody.
So how long I'm gonna be on? Well, I'm about to end this one now. I gotta do a live for my other channel, my basketball channel. I mean, the UAN one will be active too, just to expand my reach. But yeah, it'll be more basketball focused though. Totally unrelated, but I'm taking my 4-year-old to kindergarten early admission testing this Friday. I need those of y'all who pray to pray she pass and get to go to kindergarten. Oh, okay. Definitely will. The basketball channel is called I don't know if you on the Fanboy Podcast. Are you on my Black Chat Chronicles channel, or are you on the Ugly Ass Nigga TV channel? That's the name of the basketball channel. Oh, YouTube won't even let me. YouTube's so stupid, y'all. YouTube is stupid. They won't let me post the name in the chat, but they let me have that as the title name. Like, it's so stupid. Or maybe it's StreamYard that's stopping me from doing it. Perhaps that's it. But let me go ahead and go to Let me just get the direct link since it's doing that stupid crap. Oh shoot. What do y'all think of the new Power Origins theme song though? Now that I'm thinking about it. But I don't know. Lately it's been in my head. Nobody does wanna be for. So this is the link. Okay, so you say you subscribe to both. So I just posted the link to the basketball one, and pretty much it's the same name as Ugly Ass Nigga TV, but instead of TV at the end, it's hoops. So it's Ugly Ass Nigga hoops. UGLYNIGGAHHOOPS. If you think the Sixers about to get swept, you tripping. I bet you an additional 50 that won't happen. You out of your mind. Anyway, I'm gonna see y'all over there on the other one, people. Good old people. I'm gonna see you over there at the basketball screen. I gotta create that one.